Everybody thinks the biggest financial regulatory position is the head of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Not so fast. The vice chair of the Federal Reserve is really where it's at, and we are hearing that the White House has now narrowed down its search to just two candidates. Charlie knows the names of these two candidates in a Fox Business exclusive.
And I would say these are important candidates. One of them is an outstanding candidate. The other guy is very smart as well, but one of them, I think, most people, a lot of our viewers will know, particularly on Wall Street, what sources are telling the Fox Business Network is that, and we should point out, these are the last men standing. They went through, the Trump team went through a lot of potential picks for this job. Vice chairman of the Fed for supervising and bank regulation, huge job. The sort of specific title is like a new one for Trump. You know, it was just known as, Dan Tarullo had it. He was just the governor in charge of regulation. This is, they're heightening this because obviously this is going to be the point person to take apart Dodd-Frank. And here's what we're hearing. It's John Allison, the former CEO of BB&T Bank, former president of the Cato Institute. That's the one name, that's the name highest on the list. Now, I don't guarantee that he gets it, or the second gentleman that I'm going to mention, Harvard finance law professor Hal Scott, another outstanding choice, really smart guys, know finance law inside and out, both guys who can dig their hands into Dodd-Frank and take it apart, obviously, which is going to be their mandate based on all the stuff coming out of the Trump administration. But Allison clearly is a guy that he's a guy that really helped reestablish BB&T as a major player. He then went to the Cato Institute. I think the one knock against him, he did meet with Trump, we should point out, when he was President-elect Trump during the transition. The one knock on him is he's a dyed-in-the-wool, heavy-duty libertarian. Some people may think he's too ideological for this job, and then it might opt for Mr. Scott. But if you're looking at experience, this guy ran a bank, ran a big bank, brought it back, then went to the Cato Institute. So that's where we are now. We should point out to the viewer that why is this an important thing? I'm going to tell you this just from a stock market perspective. The markets are up largely based on bank stocks going up. Bank stocks are going up on the prospect of cutting Dodd-Frank significantly. Now,
and rising interest rates.
Yes, but Dodd-Frank is a big thing. Now, I'm not advocating cutting Dodd-Frank, just so you know. I'm just telling you why they're going up. I think some parts of Dodd-Frank are necessary, to be honest with you. But that's why bank stocks are going up. That's why Goldman Sachs is going up. If this guy gets in there, just so you know, if Mr. Allison gets in there, particularly since he is a hot button, it's a hot button name, this is a positive for bank stocks. Just pointing that out. I'm not saying go out and buy it, but I'm trying to reduce this to an investing decision here. Clearly, both of these guys are pretty ideological against Dodd-Frank, which is another reason why bank stocks are going up. So this is what we hear. They're the last man standing as people dropped out. Neither of them have any comment. The Trump administration has no comment. We'll just have to play it along. And I don't guarantee they don't reach outside for someone else. But these are the two names, particularly Allison, that I'm hearing. And Allison would be a big, big name.
You heard it here first. Charlie Gasparino reveals the two front runners here. Thank you, Charlie. Closing bell, 6